Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cooking for the Holidays 2024. We've had a day of deliciousness, and we're only going to bring a little bit more to you. But before I introduce our chef, we're going to thank our sponsors, who include Mattress Firm, Renewal, Remodel, and Additions, which made this beautiful kitchen you see before you, and Bates Technical College. They are here today. They're going to get all the sweet shots that you're going to see on the screen right here. So anytime they're doing sizzling, close-ups, they're going to have you covered. Are you guys ready? Woo! I like the energy. It always feels like, the 12 o'clock hour, we're like, maybe we're ready, but we're cooking with fire now. Let's give a warm welcome to Chef Jon Maley.
Yeah.
Hey, Chef. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. It's so good to have you here on stage this year.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing today.
One of our biggest things at Chuch is kind of show you fun and creative food that you can do for the holidays that get you out of the kitchen during your parties. A lot of people spend too much time trying to put together all this food, and everyone's drinking and having fun, and all the eggnog's gone by the time you get out there, and then what are you going to do? Some classic things you can do at home, simple charcuteries, pork rillettes, duck rillettes, anything of that nature. Basically, it's a twice-cooked pate, and it's also called a poor man's pate. A lot of people would use the undercuts of product that they weren't able to use on the main course, and they would cook it down, braise it as much as possible. Right here we have some pork butt. We've gone ahead and braised that in the oven for 3 hours at 350 degrees. We've taken it off the bone, we've put it back in the pot with the juice, and we've cooked it down again. So we've cooked it twice already, right? So we're almost all the way reduced. I'm going to show you everything that goes into this to make it flavorful, and so it's not just a bunch of meat on a plate. Any kind of prosciuttos, for me, I have a duck leg prosciutto. A lot of people do duck breast prosciutto. They'll buy the 9-ounce moulards, and they'll cure them for 3 to 4 days. For me, I'm going to use my duck breast for the center of the plate. I'm going to use my duck legs for the prosciutto, for the trim pieces, for the flavorful, all the good stuff. So, here we have a nice thin piece of duck leg prosciutto. I do 10% salt, 7% sugar, 2% curing salt. And then I'll roll it up, make sure there's enough fat cap around it to roll it. I'm going to cure it without the plastic. After 3 days, I'm going to plastic wrap it to keep its form. And that's it. And we're good on that. You can use that recipe, 10, 7, and 2, for any of your meats, for pork, for duck, anything of that nature. If you want to cure chicken, you could do that too. Just kidding. So again, I'm going to walk you through the rillette process, and then I'll plate some up for you.
And Chef, we have some helpers today. Can you introduce them to
We do have helpers like we do every year, and I'm so blessed to have them. This is my daughter Tessa. This is my son Connor. They are the real chefs of the house. Does anyone do any house charcuterie? Anyone do any kind of what do you cure? What do you do? Okay. Solid. So dry aging salamis are awesome as long as you have a temperature controlled, unit like 55, 60 degrees. I don't know what temperature you do, but you want to make sure that it's temperature controlled and bacteria free, right? I do things that are a little more quick, a little more sustainable, and I don't have a curing facility. But
and if anyone has questions at any point in time, please feel encouraged. Just raise your hand. I'll come to you with a microphone so Chef can hear you. Don't be shy. Chef loves questions.
I do love questions.
Oh, see? Right out of the gate, Chef, I have a question.
Yes.
So what about for your non-meat eating company and friends in the holiday? What would you recommend?
There's a lot of, you could pickle tofu. You could do things of that nature to make your own charcuterie platters. There's nothing really that you're going to cure, anything of that nature that's going to give you, the same taste as cured meat. And I'm not, I don't judge in any way. I have pickled a lot of tofu in my time, and that'll give me that zing that I'm looking for. That would be that cured meat. Again, we're going to garnish this platter with all kinds of fun stuff. We have a poached pear mostarda. We have pear butter. I have this awesome orange, blood orange olive oil that I picked up De Laurentiis in the market, Pike's Place Market. Almond marmalade, which has orange zest in it, so it's going to kind of incorporate some of that orange in there. Fresh herbs, pickled onions. So again, we're not just eating meat, we're eating things that are going to kind of like hit every sense in your mouth, right? So you're really going to have fun with it. So here, we're going to add our beef, or our pork, sorry, to our bowl. I'm going to throw these in the oven so you guys can get to plating. Now, nothing tastes better without fresh herbs, thyme and parsley. If you want to throw some tarragon in there, you can. I don't know if they make dried tarragon. Becca, do they? I don't know. No? Okay. Just kidding. She doesn't use dried herbs anymore. Salt. We're going to garnish our charcuterie board with pickled onions, so I'm going to throw some pickled onions in our rillette. Butter. Because butter makes it better. Butter sets it. Now, there would be enough fat in the pork itself that it would set on its own. The butter's going to add that mouthfeel of more of a mousse, right? So you're going for that poor man's mousse, that poor man's pate. You're going for that mouthfeel. As you hit it with that crunchy cracker, you want something that's going to kind of be smooth. You can add lemon zest, you can add roasted garlic, you can add anything you want to this mixture, as long as it's not going to be too wet. You know, our pickled onions have been drained off, right? We're not going to add anything. That spinach, we're not going to add that. It's going to leak out too much juice, right? We want something that's going to bind.
Now, Chef, if folks wanted to come and find you in the wild and have your food, where can they meet you? Where can they have it?
Right now, I spend my full days at the Heart and the Hunter on First and Pine in Seattle. Other than that, we can always do private dinners at people's houses. We're trying to get back into the pop-up scene. You can find us on Chuch by Jon on Instagram if you want to send us a message, and we'll get something together. But if you're in Seattle, please stop by. I have the best biscuits in the world in Seattle, and I will fight anyone who wants to say it. Biscuits and gravy, and again, vegetarian gravy. I don't mess around with sausage. I got enough meat on that thing. I'm good, right? So right here, I have a great mixture. Very flavorful. We're going to add it to our saran wrap. Now, what you would have is an ice bath ready to go, right? Huh? No, I'm just trying to get the smoothest I can, Lala. Are you struggling? Okay. Another thing you can do with rillettes is it's also a good force meat. It's something you can use for a stuffing. Roll it inside of a flank steak. Your flank steak is going to be cooked medium rare, so you're not going to lose a lot of your butter as you cook this, right? It's actually going to seep into your meat and make it juicier.
You made that look so easy.
A lot of years. Now, the biggest thing is, as tight as this is, we want to make sure that we get out all the oxygen, right, and all that extra juice. So we're going to poke a couple of holes, and we're going to dap that right in our ice bath, if we had one. Now, what you would end up with, I feel like I got long hair right there, right? Flick it around. You will end up with a log. Perfect like that. Freezable, fridge, either way. In the fridge, it'll give you up to about 3-4 days. Again, it is just twice cooked meat. There's no curing or anything in this nature, so it's not going to last as long as your duck would.
Oh, no, we've got rules.
Just until.
The rule is you need the microphone to ask the question so everyone can hear you. You know that. Voices do carry. Question.
how long in the ice bath?
You just want it till it sets, till it's firm, and then you can go along with it. I would say at least 20 minutes. Let the butter fully coagulate. But again, as you see, there's no large chunks of butter. There's no nothing. You're not chewing on anything that isn't flavorful. So, for me, if I'm gonna plate this up, this can sit out at room temp for your whole evening party. That's fine. But what I'm gonna do is heat it up because again, I want that texture. I want that soft butter, right? The other ones are heating up right now, so we'll go on to kind of what I want you to do is start dolloping up plateaus. Yeah. Let's just do 25. Yeah. Okay.
Putting them to work. I like it. Did I see a
25.
hand? Do we have a question?
Okay.
Oh, is there able to get one sample without meat?
Yes.
Yes.
There sure is.
Okay. You're so accommodating, Chef.
That's what I do.
You're
right?
amazing.
I'm a people person. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to them either. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, then yeah.
Can you talk about how you pickled your onions and how you might pickle the tofu or something else? Thanks.
Most definitely. If I'm doing a bread and butter pickle, I'm gonna salt my cucumbers and make sure all the moisture and liquid is out of my cucumbers. Onions, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do a quick pickle. My pickling recipe is 1 by 1 by 2. So I'm gonna do 1 part vinegar, 1 part sugar, 2 parts water. If you want it more vinegary, more pickly, then just reduce the water. But you want to keep your vinegar and sugar about the same so you get that sweetness. Unless you really like something pickled vinegar, then reduce your sugar, but that's a rough one. For me, I add juniper berries in my pickled onions. Anyone drink Bombay Sapphire Gin? Okay, I was a huge drinker back in the day. I love gin. And so I love juniper berries. I just love the feel, the texture. Even when I crunch in my mouth after they've been pickled or cooked in liquid, I think they're incredible. Yeah, that's that.
I love it. We have another question here, Chef.
Yeah.
Chef, are you going to talk about your pear butter?
Pear butter. So here's the cool thing, right? Let me show you. We have two beautiful pears right here. Okay. I don't know if we can get an overshot of this.
Got a good shot of it on the screen. We've got eyes.
Okay. These came out a little bit ago, D'Angelo red pears. Crossbreed, I'm not really sure. All of a sudden, they became the biggest thing on earth. They are just D'Angelo pears. They're incredible. This becomes waste, correct? People just throw this out. Make it caramel. Sugar, a little bit of touch of water. Cook that down until it's caramel. Throw in your pear trim. Okay? Cook that all the way down until it's caramel. Puree it. Mount in butter and strain it out. Your seeds are gone. Everything of that nature, you strained it out. You have something smooth as basically butter, as pear butter, apple butter, peach butter, whatever you want to do. It just adds a little extra, and you're not buying any more product. You're taking anything that you had left over and you're throwing it in the pot in some caramel, which everyone loves sugar, right? I'll show you real quick. The prosciutto is a lot better when it's easily sliceable when it's frozen, right? It's also easily sliceable when it's not, but I would rather slice a bunch ahead of time after when it's frozen, and then go ahead and package it up and throw that in your fridge, and that's how we're going to, that's how you do it. Everything's cured in there. The fat's cured, meat's cured. It's awesome, right? You just want to make sure your pieces are as even as possible.
Now, Chef, we have our helpers, our children on stage with us, but what are some of your favorite family traditions during this season?
This one is one of them.
I love it.
Huh? We chef. Well, you want some bowls or you want plates? Okay.
I think there's some plates in plastic in the second shelf.
Okay. What other kind of traditions do we do? What was it? Oh, for Christmas, Halloween, we do Fry Fest. We went to 3 horror haunted houses. Oh my God! Shush. Did you drink any gin this morning? No. Okay, are you sure? I know it is. Yeah, we did a bunch of haunted houses this year.
Do you go to Maris Farms?
No, that's the one we wanted to do. We didn't do it, but we're going to do it next year because
that one's my favorite.
I heard it's incredible, so I'm very excited.
So I've heard from people it's got Christmas, Thanksgiving, like Halloween, all in one.
Okay.
You have to Google it. It's deep. It's like way out there. I think past Buckley. Maris.
I was like, maybe that next year.
Yeah.
But it also has fun regular pumpkin.
All right. So these are right out the oven. And we would, let them cool down a little bit before you start putting them on your board. But here you have, it's soft, it's pliable, it's very ready to go. So I'm going to let you, okay, now what you're going to do, just going to put, just like that, okay?
When it comes to a good charcuterie board, what's the secret to just presentation or the must-have ingredient that people forget?
For me, again, it's balance, right? And your charcuterie board, you could do, you could put cheese on there. You could do anything really you want to do. It's your world. It's your board. For me, it's balance. I want fruit. I want pickle. I want meat. A good bread. I have this seeded loaf that I got from Macrina, which is freaking incredible. Has a little agave syrup in it to add a little sweetness to it. It's awesome. I was very excited with it. You want fresh. You want, like I said, we have our poached pear mostarda. We have. That's fine for vegetarian. Yeah, everything but the meat. We got pickled, we got fresh. That's the biggest thing is you want mouthfeel. You want sweet, you want salty. Make sure to season your crostinis, right? Make sure olive oil, salt and pepper, right? No one seasons the inside of the bread, right? It's just, it's a batch that's made, So it's just like eggs. When you crack an egg, season your eggs. Avocado, season your avocado, right? Yes, ma'am. What? That's garlic. All right. Huh? Lala. Lala. Okay. Sorry, chef. Any questions?
Oh, yeah, a hasty in hand. I'm coming.
Sorry, when you're pickling your tofu, are you baking it and then pickling it, or how?
I'm gonna grill it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour my hot liquid over my cold tofu and let it set for a day. Then I'm gonna dry it off really well, and I'll throw it on the grill. I kind of want that smoky charcoal to accompany that sweet pickle that we've already done on there, right?
And for you, chef, when it comes to charcuterie, what's the perfect bite? Do you want all of those little components in one bite, or what's your favorite little sweet spot?
Again, it's a good question, and I really don't know. I'm gonna see a charcuterie board, and I'm always gonna go for the prosciutto, whatever it is. That's always my go-to, number one. Any kind of house jam that they got, any kind of house butter, whatever it is, I'm gonna do prosciutto, that butter, and we're gonna go that way. Anything else? I'm gonna work around, right? Everyone's always afraid of pâtés, and I want to encourage people to eat more of them, right? They're people think they're undercooked, or they've had them and they're chalky and they're grainy, and they've had a bad experience with them before, and that's just something I've learned to make sure that we don't serve those, right? We strain our pâtés. You can't overstrain something, right? So, yeah.
You made it too good.
What'd I do?
You made it too good.
Why? What's up?
It's breaking apart too easily.
That's all right.
Okay, too small?
Can't make something too good.
Got a little kitchen chatter over there.
Yep. I know, right?
When it comes to the holidays, you talked about gin earlier, but let's not talk about spirits. What's your favorite holiday beverage?
Eggnog.
Eggnog, okay. That was like zero hesitation.
Zero hesitation. I wait 11 months for them to break that pack out back in QFC or wherever I'm going to buy it. Let's go. Let's get it. It's time. I know you got some in the back. You can break it out in June. I'm fine with that, right? My kids will drink 1 cup, and then they'll be done with it for the year.
Do you make your own at home?
No, I worked at a place where we used to make our own eggnog, and it was fine. It just, I guess maybe easy access. It's just easier to open it. But yeah.
What are we drizzling right now?
A little blood orange olive oil that I picked up at De Laurentiis. I'm always looking for a good finishing oil, and we were doing a 5-course tasting menu down at Heart and the Hunter for about a year, and we were really just having fun with exploring flavors and things of this nature, and this one stuck with me. I mean, this one it was incredible. De Laurentiis, just go check it out. Yeah, they're a little bit overpriced, but it's not for a bad cause, right? It's good. Right. Like I said, fresh herbs, tarragon, fresh, ew.
I mean, look at that platter coming together.
Right, we're getting there.
It's a thing of beauty.
We're getting there. And then, I mean, if you guys want to get crazy, you can get into your gels and all that kind of fun stuff. Again, my gels are made with agar. I don't use gelatin, so it's not beef-based. Agar is a seaweed derivative of gelatin. And so that would be something you would serve at the house, and that way, it's no, 2 of them don't have anything, so just do, yeah. Make 2 vegetarian, just because. Yep. Okay.
Thanks, guys. You're on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going? You got it? Okay. We'll wash it off at the end. You're going to put it right here.
And Chef, we
Perfect.
have another question
Yes.
here.
Yes.
It's not a question for Bates. Can we have an overhead shot of that charcuterie board, please?
Where would you want me to put it to get an overhead shot? Gentlemen.
Oh, they're scanning. They're going to get it.
All right.
Scanning. Things are happening.
All right. Yeah. put
We're
it right on there.
zooming.
You got it? All right.
You guys are on it. Yes. It's a thing of beauty.
That's good.
Now,
What are you
Chef,
waiting on?
how long have you been in the kitchen?
Here.
How long have you been chefing?
I want you to grab one, and I want you to do that. Yep. I started washing dishes at his age 14. Come to find out, they have to be 15 now to work. What is that? Yeah, so I started washing dishes, became a prep cook and a busboy at 15, 16. By 18, I was running a kitchen in Wyoming. And then I moved to the front of the house and waited tables and bartender for about 5 years. Found out there's some fun money there, and it's fun time to hang out and whatever. but always found myself in the kitchen. So I went to culinary school after that, and been doing it ever since. So it's been a good, 25 plus years.
Yeah.
That it's I know it's been good. It's been good. I'm 47. I know I'm so old. Thank you. Yeah. I've got to work with some incredible people and learn some things throughout the way and kind of tweak things of my own and make, food's been around for a long time, so we're really not recreating anything. We're just taking our classic take on, charcuterie has been around since the Viking age of when they were curing meats, right? This isn't anything that I'm creating, but I'm adding my own twist to it. I'm adding, is anyone putting pear butters and pear gels on their charcuterie plates? Who knows? I am. I don't, I think it's fun. But I don't want to lose the aspect of what the Pacific Northwest brings us, right? Pears and apples are in season right now. It's crazy. So let's do that. Let's not put asparagus on a charcuterie plate in the middle of December. Don't ever eat somewhere where they have asparagus on their menu in December. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, that's probably not the best.
That's a good tip. I think sometimes people don't know. We're not always paying attention to the seasonal ingredients and how fresh things are.
And I'm not going to bash people, and I'm not going to say that the Met Grill in Seattle or wherever these places aren't great places, but you can't do asparagus and put it on your beef for $70. You're paying a lot for asparagus because it's not in season right now. I don't want it. I'm good. But yeah, just know, and I'm not saying you got to know everything in season, but right now, squash. Go anywhere where they got squash on the menu. Yeah.
And Chef, you came up yesterday. Chef Hudson was here hanging out. He was making a fun little dish with leftovers. And he was mentioning maybe one of your go-tos for leftovers.
Is it a quesadilla or what? No?
Quesadilla.
Was it? Oh, my God. I will throw anything in a quesadilla. I mean, that is the honest to God truth. This guy introduced me to a pasta quesadilla. We are... I'll throw it all in there. I'm good on it.
Specifically mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Yep. Salsa verde.
Okay.
Get creative with it and make your own salsas at home and stuff like that. And really have fun with it. But again, we're here to eat. I hear a lot of people eating out of convenience, right? Yeah. They're going through drive-thrus. They're going through this. They have 25 minutes to eat. And it's I get it. We're all rushed. We're all busy. We're all working. We got to spend time with family. We got to have time to sit down and have a meal, and we got to find that time. And again, it comes down to meal prep and looking at your week. Buy 5 pounds of chicken breasts. Sear them all off one day, right? And then you can just keep throwing them in the oven every night or do something different with them or whatever you want to do. But get those bulk meal preps out of the way.
Love that.
Yeah. But again, I know we don't have time for that either. Right? I get it.
Yeah.
What'd you do? You want more?
Look at those plates coming together.
Yeah, you're getting there.
You guys are on it.
Good.
Oh, we have a question in the front. I'm coming up. I shamed one person, and now, sorry, guys.
So you were just going through I can relate to the doing the prep, buying the stuff and prepping it up. For a guy like me, a little on the heavier side, how do I learn not to like what I'm doing so much that when I eat, I stuff myself? Because I do that. I cook up and then I'll freeze up individual dinners for, and put them away, and rotate out. But then I just don't stay with the small portions.
Yeah. I don't even have it. The only answer I have is to eat more smaller meals throughout the day, right? And if that's, Well,
I eat once a day, yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
I do too, and it really doesn't help me out. But yeah,
Yeah, I was relating to that, searing it up and doing the prep work, and you said take the time, and it's
yeah.
Boy, I started doing that a year ago, and I put on, a bit of stuff down around the midsection.
Well, you got to start cooking worse.
I
make it taste bad.
I can't do that.
No, I know. I'm just playing.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You're like, unwilling to make that choice in life. Come on.
Yeah. I'll just put some drops on here for you.
Any other questions for Chef? I mean, we're going to have a tasty little nibble here in a bit.
We are.
Chef, remind us again where we can find you.
I'll be at the Heart and the Hunter Wednesday through Sunday. It's on First and Pine. Again, we make the best biscuits in Seattle. We don't have to use a name like Biscuit, whatever. I won't say the word because of the younger crowd. We don't have gimmicks. We have good food, and we have locally sourced food and Wilcox eggs, and I mean we do good. We have it's duck, yeah. So don't put it on those. We do more of a seafood heavy dinner menu. We have tuna tartare. We have a salmon crudo. Right now I got a salmon special, glazed beets. Thank you. Okay, I want you to put some pickled onions on here.
And for those who'd be interested in like a pop-up or private dining, because I feel like those are unique experiences. What sets those apart from like a normal dining out experience, and how can people reach out to you for that again?
So go ahead and hit me up on Chuch by Jon on Instagram, or Chuch by Jon at Gmail. Either way, it's different than going out to eat. Okay, it's more of an experience in your home. You don't have to dress up. You don't have to go anywhere. I come in. You could be in your. You could eat in your PJs. That is absolutely correct. I will come in. I will do what I have to do and then clean up your kitchen and leave like I was never even there. We can do wine pairing with that also. Yeah, it's totally. Yeah. But again, you get to sit there and enjoy what you're eating instead of think you're being rushed for time. Think that the one thing that I was told, and it has nothing really to do with financial, but the dinner's already bought and paid for. When you go out to eat, in the back of your mind, whether you are or not, you're dreading the check. It's the end of the meal. The check's got to come. It's what you got to pay for it. Anyway, this meal is going to be already paid for. You're going to sit there. You're going to relax. By the end of the meal, you have nothing left to do but relax. I'm going to clean up, and I'm going to leave, and your night is your night, right? I just think it's more of an intimate experience, right? A lot of people dread going out. There's no parking. You don't have to find parking. No paying for parking, right? You want to charge me for parking? That's cool, too. I mean, I'm down, But, yeah, I enjoy it. So, and you guys can hang out in the kitchen with me as I cook and I prepare and I plate. You guys can ask questions. You can have a romantic time out there, and I'll hang out in the kitchen. I have no qualms. There's no expectations, right? There's no... it's a better experience.
I love it. We have another question here.
How much it costs, to help you cook?
So if I were to come over and do a dinner for you guys, we would talk about pricing. It would all depend on and we would walk through and figure out what kind of meal you want to do. Like, what's your favorite food? Like, do you like steak? Do you like chicken? Do you like fish? Do you want multiple fish courses? Do you want all vegetarian? Things of that nature, and we would discuss it. Prices would always kind of vary, but it wouldn't vary as seasonal. Like, I'm not going to up my prices in December like most restaurants do. Shh. Okay, and they do because people go out to eat in December. That's what they do. The prices would be the same all the time. But to have you work with me, shh, we can't do it as child labor. Talk to me later, though, okay? Okay.
And we have another question here, Chef.
Yes.
Changing gears a little bit, how do you get that beautiful red color in the onion?
On the what?
On the onion.
Red wine vinegar, also. Shh. Beet juice. Okay, beets are some of my favorite. Beets and fennel are probably two of my favorite vegetables. And the beet juice, after you've braised or roasted your beets, is astronomically good in nutrients, and it's also great for coloring your Molly Ringwald's pretty pink onions, right? So, everyone always discards everything that you're working with, and there's no reason. Like I said, you can use all the trim. That's the biggest thing about Chuch is we try to utilize as much as we possibly can out of the bountiful of the Northwest. Yeah, just put them over there. I don't need them.
So great questions.
Yeah, great.
Dropping these secrets, Chef.
Yeah, that's the deal. And again, if you do have pickled onions at your house, you got to call them Molly Ringwalds because they are pretty in pink. And I'm just saying, like, that's a trademark. Just kidding.
It's a new rule.
That's the new rule. All right. I like herbs. And you guys put crostinis on there. You're awesome.
Look at you. Let's
at
give
you,
it
chefs.
up for
Come on.
Chef and
Yes.
helpers.
Yes. You guys are awesome.
Do we have any final questions before the invitation to get a sample? You got Chef here. You don't be shy. Chef, do you have any final thoughts for us? Okay, hold on. Photos are happening, guys.
It always tastes better in the season. That's all I can say, and I can say it multiple times, but food tastes better when it's in the season. And everything is the sugars have fully come to growth. Your starches are not as thick. Have you ever had woody asparagus? It's an atrocious abomination. It's horrible. Mushrooms that are wilted and just waterlogged. I mean, they're not everything in the season, right? And with the Northwest, we have so much in every season. It's bountiful. So.
It is indeed. All right, let's give it up one more time for Chef Jon Maley of Chuch. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us. Everyone make a nice line up to get a sample. No throwing elbows, and have a great day.
Yes, get it. Yeah, get the forks. Thanks. Always. Yeah, they're in the garbage.
The job is done.
It is. It's over.